That's what it is. Over here just playing around with the instruments. You feel me? Getting that energy out. It feel good. What's the word? What's the mathematics for today?
6 9
You said what?
6 9 9 6 4.
There is none. Let me put this down real quick. You said there is nothing. There is no words for today.
There's many things and there's no things.
Break that down. Peace to all the guys and the goddesses in the room too, y'all. Make sure we get this PK, y'all.
Subconscious,
Muggsy, what up? Bree, what
subconsciously,
up?
we're all time. A lot of us. So breaking it down wouldn't be breaking, it'd be fixing. I'd be fixing it down and up because everything is the same thing and nothing at the same time. And it always will be.
True. True. So you talking about quantum physics?
Logic.
The the nothing coming into something. I mean, that's what quantum physics is. Quantum physics is the study of light and subatomic particles and how it behaves on a subatomic level. You feel me? And we know that quantum physics is how the universe was created, how the nothingness was came into existence through thought, which is something. Like you said, the nothing is something. But that something, we have to be very mindful what that something is, because that something is you. That something is your finite ego, the part of you that believes that you're eternity. You feel me? So we can say that there's nothing and then there's something, but we also have to remember that that something is what allows us to experience God's creation. That something is the thought. We're all different expressions of God's mind, different thought forms, all different perspectives and angles of light. And that's what's allowing us to understand our expression of God. We are that something that comes from the nothing. We are that thought that comes from the mind that's encased in darkness. You said something is greater than we are. Nothing can be greater than you are because you are everything in existence. Quantum physics also proves that through the observer's effect. Your reality is contingent upon your observation. No one or no one can be greater than you because there is no one that exists outside of you. Everybody that you see outside of you, there's nobody outside of you. So nobody can be greater than you. You are the only thing, and that's what we have to understand. And that's what that something is, right? We live within the illusion of separation. That illusion of separation, it's an illusion because walk back to the light of your mind. You thought everything into you thought the idea of fucking a tree into existence. You thought the idea of a car into existence because nothing exists without your observation. It's contingent upon you observing it. So that's not true. You said common sense that God is the creator of all of this. Well, the black woman is the creator of all of this, but we are all her children. You feel me? She created mankind in her likeness and image. God created. Listen, all we got to do is go to the Bible. We can go to the Bible, right? John 1 verse 1. It say in the beginning was the word, and the word was with God. But let's take a look at where them words come from. Words come from thoughts. So in the beginning was the thought, and the thought was with God, and the thought was God. God is thought. God created the universe and everything with thoughts. Are you not doing the same thing every day? How are you not the sole creator of your reality? If there was going to be a creator, you would be it. You are the architect of your whole existence. Don't forget it. You can make trees, humans, and animals. You're doing it already. You just don't know how you're doing it. But we're breaking down the mathematics and the objective reality so that
I
you can
call that
understand
an
it. And
unconscious
go ahead,
entity.
God.
You know, you're an unconscious God, and you seem like you're not awake, but you're
Yeah.
already awake, and you don't want to wake up.
Well, with that, with to my response to that, that person, that entity may very well be unconscious, but this is what we have to be mindful of. Lele, what's good, reflection? This is what we have to be mindful of. Like I said, we're inside of God's dream. But the first, one of the greatest commandments of the Bible or of God's laws is to love thy neighbor like you love yourself. Because your relationship with your neighbor is your relationship with God. So, although this part of us may be unconscious and might not be aware of what's going on inside the reality, we still have to hold space for them because
Come
they're
here.
waking up too. Remember, we was once unconscious and somebody held space for us and allow us to wake up and gave us information. We got to hold space for the waking dream. The dream is sleeping unconscious, but it's in the body, right? Especially those that have truth, that have the correct information. It's our duty to give that information to those that are unconscious. Each one teach one, right? If one cell inside the body is sleeping, not doing and performing its function, then that means the rest of the cells in the body can't perform their function completely. What do you mean we can't mix God's word with my own teaching? What are you talking about? These are the words of God. These are a repeater of God. Do you understand what God is? God is absolute truth. God is supreme reality, which is nature. So when you start to understand and live within that actuality, then you'll understand what I'm talking about. You won't see it as if I'm using my own teachings. These are our teachings. You're not separate from me. These are our teachings. This is the information that came out of our DNA and our genetics. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't. I don't know what you mean. I really don't. The God of Israel, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You can put all the names that you want to put on them. And matter of fact, all them names is European names. Those are European names. The titles will throw you off, man. Titles will throw you off. That's why we study science. Science not gonna throw you off. Science can't lead you astray. You said God is a game on PS3, 4, and 5. Hey, that's crazy that you said that because as different pieces of God, we all exist in different dimensions, right? We talk about the first dimension, the second dimension, the third dimension, the fourth, the fifth. But there's infinite amount of dimensions. But in order for us to understand dimensions, we must understand where we come from. We come from the microscopic realm, right? These vessels that we have come from the microscopic realm, which is the biological realm. When you're looking down inside of an electronic microscope, you think that you're looking down, but what you're really doing is you're looking up into the dimension that you truly exist in. Think about that. You think that this is a higher dimension when you look down into a microscope and you check out the cells. Peace, Nunu. Peace, everybody. But when you look into that microscope, you're actually looking up into the existence that you are projecting yourself from. We are being projected into this reality from the microscopic realm. That's why we study biology. That's why it's important for us to understand genetics. Very important for us to understand genetics because this being is determined by your genetics. And guess what? Even deeper than the microscopic realm, we come from the quantum realm, the subatomic realm. That's what bro said. Nothing is something. Everything exists and no thing at the same time because we exist in the subatomic realm, which is what? Atoms, protons, neutrons, and electrons. And those are made out of 99.9% dark matter, which is what? Nothingness. But that nothingness that everybody talk about, even eternity, you said something about that nothingness. That nothingness is actually full of void, right? When you look into the sky, you might think the sky is blue, but the sky is actually black. That's the quantum field. That's melanin. Why do you think everything on Earth is a different shade of brown? because and the sun is a vacuum that's being used to express melanin onto the planet. As above, so below. We exist in the microscopic realm and in the subatomic realm, which is the quantum realm. No thing. We are, and guess what? When you know, and when you finally realize that you are no thing, you realize that you are everything. When you realize that you are everything, you realize that you are no thing. Because to be everything means to be no thing. If you was everything, what would that make you? You would be nothing. So while everybody around here trying to be this and trying to be that, you really want to
Mm.
be nothing. You really want to be in tune with everything. You said God actually spoke to Moses on the mountain. No, Moses' consciousness spoke to him. His consciousness spoke to him. His imagination was speaking to him. His higher self was speaking to him. Nobody actually came and spoke to him. It was his higher self. Y'all be taking the Bible too literal. Too literal. It's meant to be decoded. It's not meant to just take literally. Eternity. I got a question for you.
Nowhere.
Where are we
But
located?
if I had to talk about planet, universal, star wise, atom wise, we're all small and big at the same time. You know, we're just a concept, you know, a being. This world is an illusion and we create this illusion. So we're inside ourselves. That's why we're all reflections of each other. For right now, I'm
Are
outside.
you inside of you? Are you inside of your body?
Exactly.
Hold on. How can you make that make sense? How can you be inside your body
Well,
but
your
be
hair,
outside your
when
body?
this pick goes through my
Make that
hair,
make sense.
it's
Make that
inside
make sense.
my hair, but it's not. And then the illusion it gives of picking it out means to straighten it. You know how they straighten the hair with brushes. You know, you got to look at everything as if it were as simple as dropping an apple on grass. You know, everything, if I touch anything, my energy conserves, transmutes to this table. Everything I touch, feel, hear, touch is all a reflection of what's happening in the inside, and that it is projecting it on the outside, creating both the illusion of light and dark. Because in the inside, we're matter, on the outside, we are antimatter. Antimatter is a representation of light creation, and matter is a representation of dark creation.
Now let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. You said that everything is a projection of what's going on inside of you. What are you using to project
You,
your reality? What you perceive to be outside of you? What are you using to project your reality?
me.
What is you? What makes you up? What gives you you?
How is me or why
Wh-
is me? You know,
Who is you?
question
Who are you?
an
No,
eighth
no, no.
dimensional being
The question is,
pre-existed
who
before the
are you?
universe.
Who are you? No, who
Eternity.
are you though? I'm asking you, who are you? Not what you did. Who are you?
My alter ego is my subconscious.
That's an alter ego. Who are you? Now watch this. You see, you said that we're projecting our reality from inside of us. But what is giving you your reality? What makes you think the way you think? What makes you
This,
communicate the
you
way you
know,
communicate?
like God,
What
in the
gives what
saying
is
how
giving you your
in the
consciousness?
council of gods, according to history, the gods had a council to see who would believe in them. Belief is just like this object. This object was created to represent time, which means the gods create representations of humans to represent them. Eternity.
But eternity. But eternity. Who are you? And y'all see what I'm saying, y'all? This is where we need to get to. We don't know who we are. We can have all the knowledge in the world. We can say all the nice vocabulary and tie it up in the eighth dimension. But when it comes down to the objective questions, who are you? We don't know who we are. He says he's eternity. I can say I'm brother facts, but that's not who I am. That's an alter ego that I gave myself. Who are you? If you are using something from inside of you to project you what's going on around you, what are you using? Who are you? I'll tell you. I'll tell you. The brain is a computer, right? Your mind is a processor for information. It is a hardware device, just like an Apple MacBook, right? For every hardware device, it needs a software. It needs a program for it to run off of so that you can experience the device, right? You said that there's something inside of you projecting your reality. Okay, that's absolutely right. But that's something inside of you that's allowing you to perceive your reality. It's called DNA. DNA, your molecular blueprint. But guess what? Inside of DNA, you have something called a genome. A genome is the activated ACT and G sequences on a DNA strand that makes you specifically you. And guess what? Biology is synonymous to astrology. So when you're studying genes and genetics, you're studying the stars, you're studying the constellations. You are nothing but an astrological program being streamed and beamed into this reality via the sun, because the sun is a symbol for God's conscious mind in this reality. And we are all what? Children of the sun. We are all different fractal pieces and expressions of that one vital source that we all come from. You are just a program. So when I ask you who you are and you say I'm eternity, that's not who you are. That's who you gave yourself. That's the name you gave yourself.
So
You
my
might say, well, I'm this
reflection is,
body. You're not that body,
so only
because
my
when you go to sleep at
reflection can
night, you
tell
don't
me
take
who
that
I
body
am.
with you. It doesn't go with you. Hold on. Astrology and biology. Astrology. Excuse myself, King. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to answer this chat real quick. Astrology and biology are most certainly related. If you know anything about universal principles and universal laws, the second hermetic principles is the law of correspondence. It states, as above, so below, as within, so without. This means that what's taking place in the cosmos, what's taking place in the constellations, is having an effect on human relationships, human behavior. What you thought? What you thought? Come on now, Babylon, the system that we live in even uses astrology on a biological level, right? How else are we able to tell the weather? How else are they able to know what energy is best fit for this career? For instance, they give you a alter ego in Babylon. They say you can be a lawyer, but what astrological sign in astrology is best fit for a lawyer? A Libra. So they'll categorize you and fit you into a certain role or a certain program for you to fit into this existence. But no, that's not who you truly are. That's the identity and the alter ego that Babylon has suscepted you to and suggested for you to have. But you really, your astrological program, you're really God. You're really a piece of God. Don't let nobody tell you that astrology and biology are not connected. They are the study of the same sciences with different interpretations. That's it. And actually, astrology is a lot easier to study than biology. I know it sounds like I'm babbling because what I'm talking about is another language and niggas can't hear and niggas can't figure it out. It's okay. This knowledge not for everybody. It's not for everybody. But if you hear me, you hear me. You feel me? Shout out my chief for the knowledge too. To study, because astrology not real. Astrology is the mechanics of consciousness. Y'all don't even look. You can't not know who you are until you study the mechanics of how your mind works. Like Eternity said, you're projecting reality from your mind, right? But your mind is utilizing your thoughts to give you your reality. If you don't understand how you're using your thoughts and what thoughts that you have, how do you know yourself? How can you understand reality? How can you be in tune with your subconscious? How can you say that you're an all-knowing being and don't study astrology? How can you say that you're a god but don't study astrology? It don't make sense and it don't add up. It don't add up. But I'm gonna keep on babbling. I'm gonna keep babbling. You said this is why freedom of speech would have consequences. Hey, A true speaker don't got no friends. So if you don't want to hear the truth, you might as well move around. You might as well move around. But yeah, y'all. Somebody said we located on Earth. I asked eternity where we were located. I want to get back to that. What was your answer to that, eternity? Where are we located? And I think this is a beautiful question for us to understand because un- this is a brilliant question actually because Chieftain helped us break the matrix. This is a little glitch. Watch this. In order for you to know who you are, in order for you to have knowledge of self, you must know where you are.
Amen.
You
And
said you in your mind. Okay.
you're inside
Elaborate. Go ahead,
yourself.
eternity. So you're inside of you. So you are inside of you right now. So if I opened your
In my
body up, where could I
eyes.
find you at? Your eyes don't exist. They're figments of your brain's imagination. Even the brain don't exist. Anything that you are looking at with your five senses is a figment of your mind's imagination. So if I was to open you up, I'm gonna ask you again. So if I was to open you up,
The
where would
eyes.
I find you at inside of your body?
Do you know why?
We have to
Do you know
understand that you
why I
don't.
say the
These are not
eyes, Jax?
eyes. These are these are a
The
figment of your
eyes are
imagination.
a reflection and a mirror to the universe and a mirror to the soul. Two mirrors in one body.
No, the eyes, the eyes are the monitor to your reality. Just how the computer screen turns off and turns on, just how your phone screen powers on and powers off. That's what your eyes are. It's a monitor. These are not eyes. These are monitors that's giving you the projection of your reality. But you're not actually seeing with these eyes. So I want to ask you again. If I was to open you up, where would I find you out in your body? Because your eyes aren't truly eyes.
You got
Your body truly don't
you
exist.
gotta
So where are you at inside of a body that don't
you
exist?
gotta
Better yet,
before I tell
what
you,
is your body made of? What is your body
it's
made out of?
even though according to science it's nitrogen, it's
Go ahead.
oxygen, it's carbon, it's water. That's just science. You're made out of nothing. Mhm. It's nothing.
But what is all of that? What is all of
It's
that?
life. You have life. You have you have life living inside. You have life.
That's a cop out. That's a cop out. Eternity. That's a cop out.
Do you
If a child
no?
asks you
If I tell it
what the
something,
universe
that's
was, you just gonna
lying.
tell it nothing. You have to break things down. You can't just cop out and say, "Oh, it's nothing." No, but we live within an illusion. So you have to help people
We
understand the
are the
illusion. We have to break
illusion.
down the illusion so
We
people
are the
understand it.
illusion, Jax.
We can easily just say, "Oh yeah, all of this is nothing. They don't exist." But break it down.
Exactly. How?
And
See,
that's what
you
I'm
have to
telling you. So how
question
are you
why and
inside of your
how.
body?
You have to think about it.
Where are you? We not gonna play that game. Look, y'all. We not located on the earth. We like to think that we on the earth. They teach us that the earth is where? The earth is in the universe. It's not conceptualism. It's science. Go look into science and what science teaches you. Science teaches us today that the earth is in the Milky Way or in the solar system, and the solar system is in the universe. But the universe has no specific or defined location or space and time. We don't know where the universe is at. And the earth is inside the universe. So how do we know that we're on earth? If we don't know where the universe is at and the universe has no location, how do we know that we're on earth? These are questions that we don't ask ourselves, but you think that you living on earth. But the earth is inside the universe that has no location. Now you see where we come down to. We don't know where we are located. Yet alone, we don't know who we are. Until we understand where we are at, we cannot understand where we are located. Eternity said we are living inside of our mind. While part of that is true, he's not wrong about that. We are living inside of our mind, but we are cells living inside of another mind. Because just like when you go to sleep at night, you sleeping in the bed project yourself into the dream. We're inside the dream. Somebody else or something else is projecting us into this reality. You follow me? So whose mind are we in? We're all connected to one source. Who is the source of the dream that we live in? And this is what we have to understand. That's why they gave us the Bible. That's why we have the Bible. The Bible is a story about Christ. Christ is the dreamer of the Bible. He is the dreamer of the dream that they're talking about in the Bible. All the characters and everything that's going on, Abraham, Jacob, the situations, all the parables, all of that is a part of a storyline. It's a part of a dream. And Christ, Jesus, is the dreamer of that dream. Now, same thing for reality. Let's go into it. How did God create reality? Through thought. To think means to imagine. God imagined us into existence. This means that we're living inside of God's mind. The earth is not what you think it is. The earth is actually a cell living inside the mind of God. Just like human beings are cells, everything on earth is a cell that makes up the earth. Everything. And the earth is the nucleus of a neuron cell inside of God's mind. But we think that we're on earth. The earth is literally a floating fucking ball or a hot rock in the middle of nothingness. In the middle of nothingness. That's what's going on, Joy Boy. We live inside of God's mind. God, look, it said in John 1, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And the same in the beginning was the Word. Nothing was made without the Word that has been made. But words come from thoughts. So in the beginning was the thought, and the thought was with God. And God used thought to create reality. And to think means to imagine. When you're using your imagination, you're dreaming. We're living inside of God's mind. That's where we are located. And we're all coming to the understanding of who the dreamer is. And that's Eligio Bishop. Nature Boy is God. He is our mother's first son in the form of the black man. And this is what we waking up to in a dream. Go
The
ahead, King.
mind we're in, the God you say is a woman, a black woman.
Go ahead, brother.
Outside that body is a God.
Peace.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
We're inside, a woman's
You
mind.
said what?
The black goddess. We're inside a black god, and outside, right? We've been inside a black woman this
We're
whole
inside the
time.
mind of the black woman. But guess what? You have to understand this. Remember, in the Bible, they talk about our mother, our father in heaven, but it's really our mother in heaven. Remember the baby Jesus and the mother Mary? Yeah. God, which is the black woman, she imagines herself into the form of the black man, which is Christ. And that is Eligio Bishop. We're living inside the mind of Eligio Bishop. Exactly. Exactly. Pyramid. Pyramid. We're living inside of God. Remember, God, the black woman, she takes shape and form as the black man to experience her creation. Remember, she made mankind in her image and likeness to rule and have dominion. So she came in herself, out of herself, as a different version of herself, the XY chromosome, to experience her creation through duality. And this is why the black man is here on the planet to enforce her laws. You feel me? And her first son is Eligio Bishop. He's the Christ. He's the Messiah and the messenger that comes to wake up humanity. You don't have to believe that, but you should believe that. But go do your research. What is a man's purpose if a woman is God? I just told you though, the man's purpose is the man, you know how in this system we got the police force, the firefighters and all that? Yeah, the black man is here to be the police force. I am a government agent for nature. I am a government agent for nature. The black man is here to be an enforcer for Mayat law. The 42 laws of Mayat, we are here to enforce those laws and police the planet. That's our job. We're here to protect our mother and enforce her laws. The laws of the land, Mother Nature, That's what we are here to do. So why are we not enforcing the protection law? Why are women in the woods without protection? So first off, we not able to enforce those laws in the system because we live within the mind of our oppressor. We live within the mind of the Caucasian. And the Caucasian lives backwards. The Caucasian has the spirit of the evil one, and they do everything. And which is the lower self, you does everything in its power to live against the equilibrium of what is. The system is not set up for us to be able to be police and enforce Maya laws. This is why this shit is falling off. This is why Babylon is crumbling right before our eyes, because we've been disobedient to nature. Part of our disobedience is living in harmony with our lower self and doing and going against what God willed us to do. Oh, you said, so why am I not enforcing? That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I'm teaching. This is a part of enforcing the laws. Black men are teachers. That's why the kids fucked up today, because there's not a black man in the house teaching them the correct curriculum. This is what I'm doing. I'm doing it right now, as you see, as you see me speak. You said what part of the law told? I don't know what part of God's law told the Caucasian and the Europeans to beat and enslave black people and beat and enslave everybody. Who told them? Why you not worried about them? Why you not worried about the military and how they be disciplining everybody? It sounds like you got a trauma that you need to take care of. You feel me? A demon gonna demonize everything, man. You feel me? And I understand that people only perceive reality from their own experience. From their own experience. So I don't even be tripping. You feel me? Y'all can see what y'all want to see. Y'all believe in negative narratives, but y'all wasn't there to see nothing. You feel me? It's crazy that y'all only got 24 hours in a day. 8 to 12 hours go to your job. You ain't got too much time to yourself. You should be focused on yourself and not trying to tear somebody else down or worry about what nobody else got going on. You said I'm illiterate. Well, how you feel about me is how you feel about yourself. I appreciate you. Son bit my neck. But yeah, Eternity, you got any
When you
any
look at
questions?
a
Anything else
shape,
you wanna chime on?
you always you always see you always see a circle,
The
you know,
woman
in
is
life.
God. The woman is God, the
Squares,
black woman
triangles,
specifically.
shapes. You know, do shapes control the shape of your world? Do shapes control the shape of your world?
You say that again? Absolutely, shapes control the shape of my world because shapes are symbols inside of my subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind is what's regulating your whole reality. Your environment regulates your whole reality. So shapes, colors, sounds, smells, all of that shapes my reality. I just hit your ass. I just hit you with some shit.
Not yet. Not yet, Judge.
Why I just hit you with some shit. But yeah, I did though. Shapes are very important. If you understand the importance of shapes when it comes to making a human being, for a human being or for a cell to be made, certain proteins had to be made into a certain shape and size for that cell to function. If it's not made at a certain shape and size, then it's not going to properly function and it's going to be a bad cell. So shapes definitely shape your reality. Very important that you pay attention to shapes and colors and all symbols in your subconscious mind, because they're all telling
Mm.
you something about you. You feel me? But absolutely, I do believe that the black woman is God. Somebody asked me that. I absolutely believe that. I mean, just look at it. Look at this. Look, we all got a receipt. Look at that. It's a belly button. Everybody got a belly button, don't you? Everybody got a belly button, right? What does that mean? That's your receipt. Your belly button is your receipt of your creation. You know how you get a baby doll and that motherfucker say made in China? Well, you got a receipt. That's your stamp. That's your receipt. It says made inside the woman, made inside of the womb. You got to honor that. Everything about you was created inside the womb of a woman. And we know that the first human being was a black person. And we know that the XX chromosome predates the Y chromosome, which means that the woman was here before. This means that the woman was here before the man. So the creator of all of humanity, the creator of all human life, is the black woman. She is God. And this is why Babylon, this is why we live in a patriarchal society, why they diminish the woman, while the woman is just thrown behind and not acknowledged, because this is what happens in our lower self. We live out of tune with Mother Nature. So when you live out of tune with Mother Nature, you're not going to respect the woman. You're not going to respect the body that you came out of. Remember, the black woman, or the woman in general, is not separate from anything that comes out of her body. You are your mother. You are your mother. You feel me, Cleo? You are your mother. You cannot be separate from your mother. That's what makes you God, because you are a part of God. That's what makes us all God, because we all came out of the womb of God. And that's a scientific fact. This ain't, we don't need the Bible to prove this. Matter of fact, the Bible gonna deceive you into believing that God is a man. But how could God be a man? How could we talk about the Father in heaven if the X chromosome predates the Y chromosome? That means that there was at one point in time no men on the planet. How the fuck could God? Now God is a man because our mother Lucia Isis, right, the creator, she imagined herself into the form of the man to experience life in duality. So God is in the form of the masculine version, but even the masculine form is a woman. Even I am a woman. Eternity is a woman. Womb man. Look at the anatomy of your body. You got nipples just like the woman. Your penis is an extended clitoris. Extendo. You feel me? Your testicles are descended ovaries. You feel me? Your nuts drop, nigga. Your nuts hung. Your mama said, I'm gonna let this one nuts hang. And this gonna be my baby boy. And the SRY genes start to pump, the testosterone start to pump, and we became the masculine version. But even still, in our essence, we are our mothers. We are the creators. We are a part of the creator, because we are the creation. And you said I'm half wrong? No, I'm none wrong. I'm none wrong. And I can prove it to you. I can prove it to you. We can go on ChatGPT. We can pull it up. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want. It's all science. It is my beliefs. And you don't have to believe what I believe. And may your knowledge lead you to his wisdom. You feel me? You said, so science doesn't come from God. How can you determine who God is with biblical terms? If you listen, right? If you go look up the definition of what God means the supreme and ultimate reality. The supreme and ultimate reality is nature, what's going on inside of nature. If you look at the definition of nature, nature is the control and compelling force of the universe. Science is the study and observation of nature. So science is the study and observation of human beings' observation of their environment. Human beings are a part of God. So science does come from God, because human beings are God. You see, God is not outside, it's within. I'm not saying God is outside, because you're now there's nothing outside of you. You're living inside of your mind, and everything is God, because you are a part of God's mind. You feel me? So just some understanding. You said that everything is energy. Yes, everything is energy. Everything is energy. Masculine and feminine energy together,
That's
balance. It's God.
that's my Sudanese friend. She's enlightened. Ari. Yeah.
Oh, she is. Peace reflection. He said y'all gotta chill with his beliefs. It's okay. It is my beliefs. People don't have to believe in what I believe in. But I guess what? When you transition, when we all die, y'all gonna play back this whole moment, and y'all gonna remember that y'all said I was them my beliefs. Y'all don't believe in them. Oh, it's cool. But guess what? You not believing in my belief. You supposed to be believing in God. This is what God has told me to tell y'all. So when it's all said and done, I'm telling you the truth. Now, what you do with the truth says everything about who you are. That ain't no me. I'm gonna enter the kingdom. Nija Dope, peace reflection. Good to see you back in the room. Welcome back to the dream. Sparkle, what up? I'm getting towed up by these mosquitoes. They was fucking me up over there. But yeah, man, that's my download for the day. I really ain't want nothing too much. I just want to get on here and express myself. You feel me, eternity? So yeah, yo, I'm about to go ahead and hop off this joint and relax, man. And relax. So eternity, I'm gonna get back with you in a minute, King, alright? I love myself, man. Hold it down, hold it down, hold it down.